Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Naruto ShinobiCraft. Last time, we took a bit more of a look at some of our new telekinetic powers. Didn't realize at all that we could do most of these without ever finishing anything to do with transmission. So, that's pretty nice. Insulation apparently protects us against other Esper powers, but mostly just Electromaster and Meltdowner. Although, I'm not sure if it actually trains. We haven't managed to get a single point with it. So that's probably pretty situationally helpful, especially if something bad ends up with Electromaster powers. But other than that, we now have overload thinking, which basically gets us back computing power for overheating stuff. And the perfect paper, which allows us to throw these paper airplanes and have them explode, and make armor out of paper that is actually really good and is basically eternal. Like, as long as we don't overload, we'll always have the armor. And even if we do overload, instead of just deleting it from existence, it turns it into 19 paper that we can go ahead and turn back into armor. So it's pretty useful. Really good armor that we can just always have. Although, while wearing it, it does mean that our computing power doesn't regen, and our overheating doesn't go down, so we have to be pretty careful with it. Anyways, other than that, we continued our exploration into the Twilight Forest. So we dealt with the Alpha Yetis, we dealt with the Snow Queen, that all went pretty smoothly. Basically, go in, beat a bunch of Yetis, get a single piece of the fur, and then you go in, clear the Snow Queen's castle, so on and so forth. We have some good loot to show for it, some interesting things, like the Ender Bow, Tri-Bow, Ice Sword, and Scepter of Life Draining. All that's interesting enough. But basically, we're to this point. After that, we went to clear the labyrinth. We didn't get the Maze Breaker because I misjudged how much of an explosion a TNT had after it blew up 2 blocks at a time and then suddenly blew up 3. So that's a thing. I don't know. So we're gonna have to go back into a labyrinth to get a hold of a Maze Breaker, but we're heading back in a little bit to go beat the Hydra anyways, so might as well just go drop off and do that at the same time. I am also trying to get my hands... Oops. Go back there. I am also trying to get my hands on some more of the fire charms, because right now I've only got one and it's just about done. Thankfully, I pick up an extra antidote charm while doing this, but not exactly what I was looking for specifically. The stupid wing charm, why does it have to look more or less the same color as the fire charm at a quick glance? It's definitely not the same color, but looking very quickly, it's just a shade of red and I keep mistaking it. Oh, this is now completely filled up. Time to do this chest, and still no. I'm gonna open up just a handful more trying to get this. But before I started, I did a slight bit more training with the AHZNB stuff. So if you can see there, overload thinking is now at 49.7%. Basically, that's the one that gets us the computing power back. So if I use that one more time, we'll be able to get it to 50% and unlock the next ability after that, which should also get us the next level of Brain Course, which would be very nice. So, any fire charms? No. I'll open more. It's not a huge pressing matter. I could just eat the Meat Stroganoff, but I kind of want to see if I can't just tank the Fire Swamp and go beat the Hydra first without it. But Needling is now doing 5.25 health, 5.25 damage rather, and is now up to 32%. So that's getting pretty powerful. But now that that's over 50%, we can now do Psycho Hardening. So learn this. This is a level 4, which means we can get that. Which, I think this one boosts computing power regen. So we might actually have enough computing power regen in order to get it back while wearing the armor. But Harden, make your body extremely hard through your psychokinesis. During this period, you are immune to any damage but can't move. Okay. That seems like it could be pretty good. Full damage immunity? That's one I'm going to have to get really good at with, though. Like, this is a very much skill-based timing that so that you can dodge some hits but just block others. Oh wait, no, this one just increases your maximum, doesn't actually give you regen. This one's the one that gives regen, which we're almost there. Perfect paper needs 26 more. And because this is going to be the first level 5 we get, unless I can just start cruising through needling levels, which maybe we do have a bunch more now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we can throw 13 needles before running out of computing power. And then I get 3 back, it looks like, whenever I use this thing. And I can probably launch it 3 times. Like, if I launched, like, 6 needles, recharged, by the time I threw the next 7, I could probably recharge again, if I time it well. So, yeah, I could probably have a decent number of needle throws per thing, especially if I start using the potions, too. That's looking pretty good. I should be able to get needling up to 50% pretty quickly. Why does everything steal Caliburn? Stop stealing Caliburn! It's now in here, isn't it? Oh, vacuum hopper. Where is it? There you are. And this is now completely full. Time to start grabbing these out. I don't need bones. You can go back in there. And I'm just going to empty that out. Get what's in the bags. See if I can't pick up one more fire charm. That was not what I meant to do. You don't go in there. So, a fire charm is going to be very helpful for this. So, I'm just going to clear out those bags and then we're going to go from there. I'm not going to spend too much longer here without going back to the twilight. So, one sec. Okay, so I actually got the fire charm. I don't think I got any extras, but one was good enough for now. Also, totally can just craft them. Completely forgot about that fact. Although, I don't think I have any nether warts. Oh wait, no, I have 40 of it. Totally can just craft 20 of these things if I want. Yeah, that would have been so much easier. But anyways, I've just been doing some training with needling while waiting, and it is just about there. It's at 42, 43.3. If I actually just go ahead and drink a couple of these computing power potions, and probably just get it right now before heading off, which is probably better, because that means I can just try out the new thing immediately, instead of waiting around, or needing to come back in order to test new things. I can just go off with the new things before heading out. Although, those potions are not as good as I was hoping they were going to be. 2,000 at this point doesn't really get us much. It's like 3 extra things. 4 if I'm lucky and I regen a tiny bit first. But overload thinking is just going to keep getting better and better, which is really good. I just need to throw like 15 more of these. And actually, it looks like the damage boost for each one is getting higher and higher, because now that it's approaching 50, it's up to almost 80, or up to almost 8 damage, which is a pretty hefty improvement. Oh wait, no, 5.8. I'm just completely blanking on numbers and what it was before, and just failing to speak in any possible logical manner. I don't know. But it does 0.3 or so per 472. I should only need to throw 10 more. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, why did it go down to 0.1 per? That's rude. Sometimes it's 0.2, sometimes it's 0.1. Boop, boop, boop. Wait, how did I get a double boost there? If you spam it or hold it, do you actually get more out of it? Oh no, that was a bit weird. Either that or it auto-drank a second potion somehow. But 9, 9, 6. So I should only need to throw like 2 more, right? Dupe and dupe. 1 more for good measure. And that gets needling up to 50%. So we'll put these extra potions back in, or extra bottles back in here. Gonna need to go get more of that stuff if we want more of these, but they are not as good as I was hoping. But we can now get Cruise Bomb. So let's grab this. And let's see what it does. Control small water balls to cruise and attack creatures and projectiles automatically. A bucket of water is needed. Okay, and then if we get it to 50, we can... Oh, if we get it to 50, we can get Slam, and then if we get it to 90, we can get Liquid Shadow. Okay, so it's a good thing I'm constantly carrying a water bucket with me. Throwing can go away for now. Let's grab Cruise Bomb. And transmission can go away. Let's grab Harden. So how does this work? Huh. So it actually takes away the water. How does this work? Okay, that turns it off. So apparently I'm going to need to hold a couple of buckets with me. Might actually be worth it to grab this fluid storage tank. I had made it trying to move IMAG fluid, but it didn't work. It's pretty simple. It's glass, iron, and a thing, and it just makes a tank. But I could store 2, 3... I don't even remember how many buckets this thing can store, but I know I can carry it with me and just constantly have water. So this is going to be safer. That way I can just pull it out and grab a couple buckets if need be. So I'm just going to keep... I think I started taking water out of it at some point. I'm just going to fill this thing up real quick, and we're going to take it with us. And then I'll just have a couple buckets actually on us. So this is apparently going to take a moment. Okay, so this thing apparently holds 64 buckets of water. 64,000 micro buckets is 64 buckets. So that's a lot. But anyways, I just have these things just floating around us. It's slowly draining computing power. But in that short little bit of just having it on, it's already up to... Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. Do I lose a water bubble when that happens? No, but it looks like it drains some extra power. Oh. So I need to be very careful with this one, not to get too close to any mobs I care about. So then it runs out, and they can reactivate it once we have some power back. Cool, got it. This is an interesting set of powers we have here with telekinesis. Like, it's got a lot of different stuff going on. Like, these two work the same, but more or less just different what you're throwing. This one's throwing water, but instead you're just hovering it around you, and basically anything that it gets close is getting, hit a bunch of times in a row. And everything to do with the paper just works entirely, it works kind of differently too. Like, you can make permanent armor that's actually pretty decent, and you can start throwing paper airplanes. Like, actually, come to think of it, a lot of it kind of works in similar fashions, but their execution of each one feels different. And then there's overload thinking and pure defense. Like, no movement whatsoever. Like, not even, like, using the ninja leaps in order to move around. It's just like that, stuck in place. Curious if there might be some sort of, mod interaction where I could manage to sneak out of that and still move in that mode if I got enough speed or something. No idea. It would be very cool, though. And anyways, it's 3 seconds before I can sleep, really. Thank you. So, let's head back to the Twilight, shall we? I think that's enough rambling about skills. Cruise Bomb shouldn't be that hard to train. It looks like it's like 0.1 per second, and it can stay on as long as I have computing power. So come on. Whisking you off to the Twilight Forest. From here, I need to make it back to the Hydra Swamp. Wrong thing. Hydra Swamp, there we are. And our several-headed friend is just off in that direction somewheres. We're going to try and tank through, I think, just because I want to. Also, maybe we should use a jutsu. I don't think we used a single jutsu last time besides body replacements. Like, that would just happens randomly. So, you know what? Let's test it. Oh. Maybe I do have a reason to drink the thing, if only so there's less particles in this area. Because, oh my, I don't think the game likes everything going on. Fine, fine. We can totally face tank our way through here, but we'll eat the meat stroganoff as soon as things unfreeze. Okay, there we go. Meat stroganoff it is. Mighty stroganoff. So now we can just run around here with no issues in the world. Everything's just going to work as the game wants us to do it, instead of how we're just going to do it for fun. Oh well. If it wasn't for the extra lag from all the extra particles, I 100% would have just gone in and taken on the Hydra as is. But gameplay and viewing experience trumps just fun little challenges, I guess. But anyways, need to go around to the other entrance. How are we gonna do this? Let's try out... I was going to launch a Rasen Shuriken, but I'm afraid that would destroy any of the rewards. So, False Darkness. If it... Is it... False Darkness. Is it actually going to launch this time, or... The answer is apparently no, it is not going to launch. But, fine. I mean, the only jutsu I have on here is Rasen Shuriken, so... Oh, you're just immune. Interesting. What if I hit a head instead? Oh. You know, this is not exactly what I was hoping for. Really? Ah, there we go. Wait, that's literally doing 0 damage. Fine then, I guess sword swing it is. If I... Even Caliburn can't make it... Are we having serious lag? What is going on? I can't make contact with it, for real. Like, this should not be as difficult as it is being. Oh, rude. I really wanted to fight this thing with some sort of a jutsu, but it's apparently they're just not making contact, or even if they do, they don't do damage. I forget how this Hydra works. Basically, you're supposed to keep hitting the body, but it's not obviously not working. Hydra Slayer, there we go. That was weird. Like, that felt oddly more difficult than it should have been. We were never in danger, but still... Oh... Okay. Switch back off of that. That was almost bad. Almost deleted all of the rewards for that. But we got to the Hydra Chops, the Fiery Blood, and the Trophy. Fiery Blood is used for fire gear. Gonna have to beat up a bunch more Hydras if we want to make the full set. But usually these have some sort of good loot we want out of it. Like, any interesting ore in this one? I mean, redstone's nice. We don't have a bunch of it at this point, and we need it for a bunch of different stuff. Like, it's used for both Tinker's Tools and a bunch of the Academy Craft, so might as well grab it just to have some more. I don't really feel like pillaring up there to grab the rest of it, but it's kind of a waste not to. Any other interesting stuff, or is it basically just the redstone we care about? Iron, we have no issues on that front. If there was some gold, I might have grabbed a little bit, and I definitely would have grabbed diamonds and emeralds, of course. But that seems to be about it. So, there is another achievement gained, Twilight Forest. From there, chow down on some overpowered Hydra meat when your food bar is empty, and wield a fiery tool or weapon while wielding at least one piece of fiery armor. Not close enough to that. So, kill a couple extra Hydras to get these two, go back into a labyrinth to get that, eat all of the food exclusive, which is to say that. And then I don't remember what the other foods are. Questing Ram is simple enough. We probably could already get most of the wool. It's just kind of... And I don't remember if it actually has a good reward or not. I feel like it's something decent, but I don't know how decent it is. That can go in there. So from here, it's just the Ergast, right? I want to say. Like, go into the thing in order to beat the Knight's Tomb and go deal with the Ergast. This one requires beating the Ergast first anyways, so... Yeah, and then everything else is beat a couple of the things a few more times in order to get all the rewards off them so you can make, like, armor and whatnot. So, Knight's Tomb it is. I already have one marked. So, Knight's Tomb. Need to give up one of our trophies. You and you can go in there. Oh yeah, should also grab out the auto torture and turn it on. Um, I mean, we could have tried out the water thing. Didn't even think to try that on the Hydra. Oh yeah, I forgot you can just take the trophy back. I was expecting it to close back up for some reason. So from here, we're in here. And we'll hold off a moment before activating Cruise Bomb. That way we don't waste any of it. But I don't remember what sort of loot this place rocks. There's some chests in some corners. Oh, that's actually doing better than I was expecting. Like, this thing has quite a bit of armor, but these things aren't affected by it. Okay, but they do take a second to reload if it attacks something. Good to know. But it is fun just to sort of run around with it, and I think it does get extra training points whenever it actually hits something. So we have the training room, which is kind of broken. It ended up in the ground. Another training room. I mean, might as well take an anvil. Like, I think the one we have is getting close to breaking. Oh yeah, the helmet crabs. Oh, and of course one of them explodes. Gonna break that. Armor shards. Yeah. Still no chest? Still no chest. So deactivate this. It's about to deactivate anyways. Might as well start regenning. Thank you for the fish. Finally, the first chest, and it's just more maize wafers, some iron. I'll actually take that milk bucket. It might be worthwhile to have some way of getting rid of effects. Like, if I end up accidentally taking off the Byakugan, like if I were to press that button, having milk on us so that we could fix it quickly is probably a good idea. And in fact, I had just thought of something. Charm of Life. I have no idea what this thing does. It goes there, obviously. But if I were to go ahead in here, you make inventory space real quick. But let's say I went in here and remade the armor. I had thought of this last time, but, or I thought of this after last time, but, it has some problems with it I didn't think of. But you can go in here and put it on your armor. And then if you hit this button, it swaps anything in this slot with this slot, which means putting on and off the paper armor becomes a whole lot easier. But the problem with that is it also affects the helmet, and there's no way to stop it from taking off the Byakugan. So having milk at the ready in order to get rid of blindness when that happens is kind of a, it kind of works out pretty well. So might start doing that. So I'm going to take all this milk and just carry it with us. I already have a bunch of the steel leaf stuff, so that's not necessary. That's this pathway. Oh yeah, speaking of the armor, the paper armor, need to take it off because I did not regen at all there. So, I guess we're just gonna make it back to the entrance room and take a different path from here because nothing interesting is going on in this area. It looks like, yeah, we've just made our way back to the entrance. We have a few different pathways to go, but apparently I need to stop and deal with inventory management for a moment. A couple things of milk can go in there. Paper armor can go there instead. And then I guess I can just quickly go in from here instead of hitting the button. That's only going to take a few moments. But oh, well, I guess that's faster still, but not exactly as fast as I was hoping it could be. That ends up in the same place. It is double plating torches for some reason. But, chest number 2. Coal, iron, buckets, and fireflies, because why not? The fireflies are pretty in there. The fireflies are cute, and they're a decent light swords. Okay. Oh yeah, I do love the little leg things. Like, it's just a pair of... It's just a little goblin... It's literally 2 goblins in a trench coat. In a trench coat, that's what we're fighting here. So all that can go in there. Paper does not go in there. That goes in here instead. And time to just keep grabbing loot and tossing it in the bag. So far, nothing too interesting. A couple pieces of night metal and some of the armor shards to make more. Okay, here's the staircase down. Oh, and then it instantly leads to a staircase up, of course. Like, these are always weirdly laid out. And here's the first case of a hidden chest. Oh yeah, I forgot these things are almost always trapped. Go away. Anyways, all of you goes in here. Except for you, you do not go in there. All of you go in there. You go in there. The fact that I only have like 7 inventory spots open at a time is kind of rough. I feel like I might have hit the right direction here, and we're gonna have to go back and explore the rest. Although, this is one of the points where you have to jump down to explore, so let's mark this one and make our way back. Spot. Like, this usually means that one of the different pathways leads down there on its own, so might as well try and find that first. So from here, go back through here. Why is it double placing so many torches? It's kind of a waste of durability. But it doesn't really matter that much. It has a lot. That we already looted. From here, that's where we came from. This is new. So, what's in this direction? This room's just sort of here, and it ends in a dead end. Good to know. So that means back to the entrance room we go. How is this laid out? Obviously, we've been through all these rooms. Oh, I guess it's like 4 rooms that are just connected to each other in like a square. Got it. So back to the main entrance. There's a staircase down. This is just another little dead end. Goes into a little cave. I guess that means there's one actual direction to go, and then we can hop down into that little tree area if we want, if this doesn't actually go back over. Let's stay on this floor for a moment. Never mind, we are not staying on this floor for a moment. Both of them go downstairs anyways. More night crabs, which means that's probably just like another little chest room. There goes my phone. No idea if that actually gets picked up. Maze wafers, charm, all that good stuff. I don't need wheat. And another maze map focus. That's good, at least. All of you go in here. Grab you. All of this stuff. And honestly, feathers and gunpowder are probably decent enough to grab anyways. So you also are coming along. And grab the iron, because that's not at all supposed to be there. You know what? If you want... What was that blood splurt right there? No idea. That's this direction, leaving just one staircase and then the drop-down point, which will probably come to naturally. But I do assume that means that the boss is going to be over here somewheres. Another one of these. Let's actually break... Let's break the TNT instead of letting it explode this time. Wool, maze wafers, oh, an enchanted one. Good stuff, good stuff. All that can just go in here. Once again, not that. Yeah. Whatever. Words are getting hard at this point. Like, this place is getting samey. It's just a lot of these. Aha, and here we go. This should be the boss chamber. Like, you break through an obsidian wall, a couple of layers, and then you have, like, the actual tomb site. Which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh, wait, no, is this not the... Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Get rid of the bugs. But here we have a whole bunch of ghosts ready to tussle. But said ghosts are not that powerful. Wait, do I have to beat up all of these things first? Are you considered undead? You are not considered undead. You definitely should be. But with that... Yeah, simple enough. Just swing a few times and everything just dies around ya. But that's this place all dealt with. I guess we're gonna have to go through there and see if we can't find a whole bunch of helmets, whole bunch of the armor. You get the nightly armor sets and the trophy just for all that. Yeah, when you finally make it to the place, finally make it through all the enemies and whatnot, the actual boss chamber itself isn't anything too exciting, or the boss even. It's basically just a bunch of floating armor sets with very low health that you can deal with pretty simply. like, it was like 10 swings or something like that of our Caliburn. Okay, so there was no actual pathway leading to that tree thing. I guess sometimes they do just spawn weird like that and you have to jump and there's no way actually to get to that area otherwise. So might as well go clear it fully. Everything else is dealt with. All you can go in there, more knight armor, and as usual, we're going to have to go deal with inventory and head back home before we can do anything else. Oh. You know, this is kind of one of the most boring knight tombs I think I've ever found. Like, there was like 4 instant dead ends. This little thing just leads to a tree where you jump down and that's it. And then there was just a staircase down to the boss. Oh yeah, that's that. There's the lava room. There is more to this place. It's just not connected for some reason. Yeah, this is one of the most boring ones of this still than I think I've ever seen. Like, there's definitely more to explore. It's just not connected for some reason. But you have this thing. It's basically a giant ore vein hovering over a lava pit. Over here, we have another training room. Did I just miss where this connects to it? Or is it really just disconnected entirely? I was expecting that one to also steal Caliburn. So, yeah, this place is just completely disconnected from the rest, isn't it? Like, all of these just end in brick walls or dirt walls. Wait. Where are we? No, there were just 2 different messed up training rooms. I thought it was the same one for a moment because it looked like the dirt was broken in the same exact way. Wait, where? Is this a different boss chamber? Like, can these things have 2? Wait, what is this wall? Come on. Come on. Oh. I don't think I knew that these things could have multiple boss chambers. That's interesting. I guess we're gonna get a lot of the same loot and a second, yeah, we're gonna get a second trophy out of this place. Weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Also, we are already completely filled on inventory slots. Do not need chainmail. I think I have an iron hoe in my backpack. Do not need common loot bags. I already have plenty of those. In fact, also don't need iron. Dump common. We're going to dump iron. And we're going to dump, I don't know, anything like dirt and cobble also just don't need. So we'll take all of the like actually cool stuff. And I'm already out of inventory space. I do have more of these to dump, and I know what? I can probably just dump the random brick pieces. Let me deal with inventory stuff real quick. Okay, so I backtracked to the big old lava room, and I started clearing some of the ore out of that thing. Did not realize that there was actually a layer on the very bottom, like where the lava was at its lowest. I didn't realize there was a room down here until I accidentally fell into the lava and saw it. Is there anything interesting on this floor? More of these resources, which I'm gonna take because don't really have a reason not to. Although don't really know if I'm gonna need as much as we have already. I mean, I don't know why I'm really taking the blue wool. Like, I've already have a couple pieces, and I really only need 1 for the quest ram. But sure, I'll just take more because why not? Again, fireflies are just cute. No, I don't really have a reason for them. And this is just leading to another thing down here. Oh, I know where this is. We can get back from here. It's just weird and not really supposed to be the intended path. But there is technically a connection to the rest of the place. That one's already been looted. There were 2 other, or I guess 1 other pathway to take from here. Which, again, breaks off into a few rooms just in that square pattern. I think we've more or less seen most of this thing, most of this place. It's not going to really have much else interesting in here by the looks of it. But might as well get what we can out of here. So just going to keep exploring some of these pathways. Is that a 3rd one? I didn't know this place could have 2, let alone 3. Okay, good to know for the future, I guess. Still pretty simple, just beat everything up with Caliburn. Time to deal with loot again. Okay, so once more I backtracked to this room. Might as well finish getting some of the good loot off of this thing. Although I think I've gotten most of the important stuff. There might be like one more emerald, one more diamond in here's hiding. But there are now 2 more pathways to go down. One up on the very top and then this one down here. I already went through there, that's the one we just came from, and that's the one where we found the second Titan thing. So this direction it is. Also, I am now just keeping this thing active. No idea why I didn't have Cruise Bomb on the whole time. Could have just been training it a bunch, but I don't really have a good reason why I didn't. Just, I don't know. Anyways, inventory is already just about chocked full. I don't think I can hold much more. Hopefully there's not too much unstackable loot left. Words are hard. This one just leads to a single thing for a single chest. That's good, I guess. Good stuff there. Nothing else. We're about to go into overload, so I should probably turn this off in just a moment to avoid it. Although there's not much danger in overloading for us. It's not like we lose much. We just end up waiting for a moment anyways, which we would have had to do for the power. I don't know. This is a very different power from everything else, where it relies on... It's constantly overloading, while most powers are constantly running out of power. It feels different. But I think that's this place all dealt with. I don't think there's anything else to get out of here. Like, we've gone down every pathway, and I think we've gotten every chest. I think that's this place done. So let's make our way out of here. And I don't really know if we have time to do the Ergast thing, but I guess we can at least start exploring it. Like, the Ergast thing is going to be the same thing, where it's a very tall tower. Most of it doesn't have much interesting loot. Like, there's a few very specific loot rooms, but for the most part, you're just doing some parkour until you make it to the roof where you're fighting a giant ghast. I do not remember where the entrance is the right word. I was gonna... Yeah. Let me find my way out of here. It might just take me a moment because I am a little lost and everything kind of looks the same. Oh, never mind. Got it. Oh, yeah. I literally have the exit marked. Goof. I don't think there's anything above ground, is there? There's just a couple little pathways. They don't actually lead anywheres. Oh, actually, I ran out of power before I went into overload. I wasn't really expecting that. Okay. But that's this place fully cleared. I guess we can start making our way through to the Night Castle. It should just, the Ergast Castle, it should just be over here somewheres. Once you make it through the forest, which is a bit rough. Ooh, Darkwood. I'm probably going to cut down some of these trees because it's pretty nice shade. And maybe I should pull out the map instead of just relying on doing this on foot. Oh, hello there, Mist Wolf. Where is my map? Magic map, magic map. Where is it? Did I leave it at home? Did I accidentally leave my magic map behind that lets me know where everything is? Apparently I did. That was a goofball mistake. I must have thought it was the maze map and left it behind. Oh, silly me. I guess I'm heading home to deal with inventory stuff now, because trying to find my way through this forest by foot without some sort of thing guiding me to the thing, I'm pretty likely to just run right past the Ghast Castle and... Oh, hold on. Hold on. I forgot the biome change in the middle. This is actually good news, because it means we're probably getting pretty close. There it is. Never mind, it's kind of hard to miss. But, yeah, you can see this tower right here. It's got like 10 floors or something like that. That one's probably got like 4. It's gonna take a little bit to fully explore everything. Although a lot of it is just going to be like little parkour bits. Although the giant golems are pretty cool. You can see infested tower wood. That's probably just gonna spawn silverfish or something if you try to break it. Yeah, that's this floor. Some of these little things are going to have chests in them, But from here, we're basically going to start climbing. So I'm going to mark this place and head home to go deal with inventory stuff. And we're probably just going to clear this thing next time at this point. So, Ergast Tower. Yeah. So for right now, I might work a little bit on training some skills between episodes. Or, yeah. But for right now, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So without further ado, take care, everybody. Okay, so a little bit here. I'm obviously here dealing with some inventory stuff, mostly done. I really should just leave some of this building stuff behind too while I'm at it. So I'll probably just toss that in here wherever I can fit it. But that's not why I came back here. Wow, I am completely out of inventory space at this point. I can just toss some of the sand. I'm still getting distracted by this. I literally said I wasn't going to get distracted by it. That's not why we're here, and I'm still getting distracted by it. Anyways, the cruise water thing just did something weird. I'm curious if I'll be able to get it to repeat itself. Oh, cruise water just ran out. Guess I'll wait a moment. But, I'm really curious if this will actually do what it just did again, or if this was like a weird fluke and it's not going to repeat itself. I don't know. I need power and I need cruise control back. Like, if I stand right here, it's going to keep attacking, like, the training dummies, which is well and good. It gets us extra 20 points. Okay, it did do it. These things can destroy the boundaries, or the circles. But the weird thing is, it does it with, like, Silk Touch, and it gives you the scroll. Like, this thing is not set up for a scroll. You could not turn this thing into a scroll. And in fact, I do not think the boundaries can be scrolls. But it still does it anyways? It's a little bit strange. Don't really have a good answer as to why it can do that. But you know what? If it's going to destroy them, I would rather it give us the scrolls than not. So I'm not going to complain too much. It's just a little weird. But anyways, that's the only thing I needed to come back for. For real now, take care, everybody. Okay, so I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members, Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Star-Filled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you all so much for the extra support, and without further ado, take care, everybody.